This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about
The Suicide Squad, or The Suicide Squad, depending on where you're from. We just saw it. Spoilers, major, huge, very big spoilers ahead.
Big boy spoilers.
We talk everything from the soundtrack to people that may or may not have died and like why that was happening, the names of the rat actors, some surprising cameos that did some voices, and more. Also, What If is coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Be ready for that.
Whoa.
There's also time codes in the description if you want to jump ahead. Enjoy! PreBanter, PreBanter, peanut butter. Daniel, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been hot.
I mean, not for us.
Dude,
I literally saw you today. We saw the movie together that we're about to talk about, but it's been a hot minute for the podcast, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a hot minute for me because I was also down in Florida. And Florida's hot.
That's part of the reason it's been a hot
vacation.
minute for the podcast. Daniel was on vacation for the past week.
Yeah.
And then the past week before that, I moved into a new house. You can kind of see, if you're on the video podcast, that, yeah, we got new set. It's very messy. Apologies. Might set up some stuff in the background. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Another thing I want to talk about in PreBanter, we are posting on TikTok a lot more. There's some exclusive stuff actually going up there, and there's been a lot of support over there recently. We really appreciate it. If you're from the TikTok, yeah, hello. If you enjoy this, I hope you enjoy it. Leave a review. We'd appreciate it. Hello from the TikTok if you're here. Yeah. Anyways, all right. You ready for the introduction?
Yeah, hit me with it.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Welcome back to Whatever We Want, the podcast where we, Jake and Daniel, two devilishly handsome gentlemen, talk about movies, TV shows, behind-the-scenes insights, filmmaking techniques, all that jazz, and more. What are we talking about this week, Daniel?
We are talking about Suicide Squad, boy.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, The Suicide Squad. There's a big difference.
Is it the or the?
I think...
It actually... I actually saw an interview with James Gunn that... On the East Coast, we call it the, and then on the West Coast, they say the. So it depends on which coast you're on.
I didn't know that.
We're on the East Coast, so we have to say the. I guess.
I thought it was more like a formality thing.
In the middle, like, what do they do like in like the middle, like Colorado, like a combination like they or I don't know.
It sounds like Thea. It's like
Thea?
Princess Leia, but it's Thea.
Thea Suicide Squad.
Thea Suicide Squad.
All right. So we literally just saw it.
It was...
What do you think? What do you think overall? Like, we literally just came from the movie and sat down and started recording, so our thoughts are kind of fresh. Could change whatever. What do you think overall?
I actually loved it.
Really?
In my opinion, probably one of the best DC movies, like, in a long time.
Like, what's a long time? Like, what's the last one that you were like, whoa?
Well, okay, so I had to exclude Joker in my case, because I still haven't seen Joker. I know...
Wait, what? I did not know that.
I know. I haven't seen it yet. I still gotta watch it.
Wow,
I've been like saving it because I don't know. I just haven't I don't know why.
All right.
But I heard it's so good, so I like want to do it like when I have time and I could just like sink into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sink your teeth into it.
Excluding that, I want to say probably the Dark Knight trilogy for me.
Really? You didn't like Man of Steel at all?
Man of Steel's good, but it was. I like the cinematography
of Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Okay.
But the way that the story writing was done. Like,
okay, there are some.
It was
flaws
Zach
in it.
who did that, right?
Yeah, he was an executive producer on this too.
Yeah, and it was really well done. But like, I don't know, it was a darker theme for Superman. Wasn't really fond of that.
I kind of liked it, but this one I didn't actually. I don't know. I was kind of halfway through the movie, and it was kind of like, it was a part that was like a little slower. So I was thinking, but I was just like, I don't really like personally care about this. Like IP, this intellectual property, and like these characters too much. And like I really appreciated how at the beginning they were like, we're not afraid to kill people. But then like I think that I took that as like, well then why am I gonna get attached to anyone if they are just gonna die? Like a bunch of people could just die at any moment. And I don't know if that was just me, but I don't know. I mean I thought it was a really good movie. Don't get me wrong. Like I did enjoy it. It was a fun movie. I liked it a lot better than the first Suicide Squad. But I don't know. I feel like I just am comparing this like James Gunn to like what he did with Guardians, and like he made me care about this ragtag group that I'd never heard of before. And this one, I don't think I cared for as much as I did for Guardians.
Here's my argument for that. I can agree with you there, but at the same time, this is different because it's literally the Suicide Squad. right? Like the whole concept of it is that you're gonna have people in your roster like cycle out because they're gonna be dying.
True.
And
I
James
do
Gunn
like
did
that take on it. Like the last one, I feel like,
superbly well.
I completely agree with you. It could just be that I didn't like that concept of it, but I do like, I know that's what he was going for, and I do like that idea. I know that that's what he was trying to achieve, and he achieved that very well. Like I don't want to like diminish that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, it was a movie that was more about like, let's just have a good time.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Not only
for
from
that.
a viewing perspective, but also seeing like some of the stuff that like the animation team was doing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Also,
like, they were literally
cast.
just like
they looked like they probably had like the time of their life.
exactly. It must have been. I can only imagine how much fun that would have been.
Yeah.
Like going through all that, like each step of the pipeline, whether you're in production, whether you're in post, whether you're doing a 3D effects, whether you're doing 2D animation, because there's parts of 2D animation in there. Like there's all kinds of stuff.
Definitely, yeah.
It was just great.
I mean, yeah, there was one point where I was just thinking like, there are a lot of just CG things on screen right now. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Pink Shark. Every time you see him is like fully CG. And then like obviously the giant Patrick Star was like insane. And like the explosions and just like it was a lot, but like it was good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a few things from the interview that I did watch with Jimmy Kimmel. And so the interview was with Jimmy Kimmel, Margot Robbie, John Cena, and James Gunn was there too. And it was just funny. There was a lot of things that like went over like behind the scenes stuff. So like apparently Margot Robbie's ex-boyfriend, like when she was in high school, he was like a big fan of John Cena.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and he had a cardboard cutout of John Cena in his bedroom. So Margot Robbie slept in a room for like 2 years with like a cardboard cutout of John Cena, and now she's working with him. Like that's just like crazy, just how like life works like that. I don't know.
Just imagine waking up, you roll over, and there's just John Cena.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. Also, so in that same interview, so James Gunn said that, you know, there's one scene where Margot Robbie like is hung up by chains above her head, and she has to take her like she has to use her feet to take like keys out of like this corpse and like lift her legs up and unlock the key the chain with her feet, and she actually did that stunt. And, like it is crazy. Like I didn't realize, but like and James Gunn said like it was probably the biggest regret of his movie is that like Margot Robbie, he asked her if she could do this, and she did. She's apparently good with her feet, which like makes people on Reddit and the internet crazy. But she said that like she actually did it, and well, she had this huge dress on, so she had like big shoulder pad things, and the way they got the shot, it was blocking her face, so it looks like it was a stunt double, but James Gunn insisted like it was actually her that did it. And, like that's crazy. That's really impressive. I thought that was also impressive when she like was on the chain and choking the guy out, and she did like a pull up like with the guy. I wonder if that was real. Oh my goodness, it's hard to do a pull up like with that much weight, like that, like what 170-pound man, whatever it was.
She literally lifted him off the ground.
Yeah,
and I'm like, bro. And then
a lot of people have discovered new kinks that moment.
But it's funny because I looked over at Jake when that came on scene, because like it's canon in comics that Harley Quinn does like roller derby.
Yeah.
You know, that requires like a lot of like leg work and stuff. Like I'm like, yeah, she does roller derby. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I like had a thought, I was like gonna lean over to talk to you, Daniel, but then I was like, save for the podcast. Yeah. But yeah, so
I saved some.
Another thing that with Margot Robbie that stuck out to me was like, so when she has like this weird like romantic affair with this guy for like a day, like I just thought it was funny that like she like, so you know how like spiders, like the female after they mate like kills the male,
like kills the male.
I felt like that's like pretty much exactly what happened with this guy.
It was so freaking funny. Like he literally was like
opening up and telling he's playing, and then she just turned around and shot. Like literally, it jump scared me.
Yeah, I know. I saw like he physically jumped in the seat next to me. I'm like,
yeah, like I was like falling in love with Margot too. So if she did that to me, I'd be like, no, like literally, he's literally heartbroken. He's literally heartbroken. Dang, that sucks, dude. Sorry, man.
But oh man, it's just. It was funny when she started bringing about like my taste in guys is so bad. You know, why wouldn't you just like walk away? Like she actually like explained it.
I know, like why would you just walk away? They crawl back. She got deep there for a minute.
Yeah, she did. And I was just like, solid point. Because I just kept on thinking about like the Joker, and I started thinking
Yeah.
about Jared Leto. I'm just like, honestly, this guy's probably an upgrade at anything.
Yeah,
But like, he was turning Anakin, so like, it's fine.
that is true. Turning Anakin. Yeah.
The men, the women, and the children. Yeah.
Sorry, just back to this interview really quick. It was so for Peacemaker, they're making like a Peacemaker series, which John Cena's character is Peacemaker, and they're making a Peacemaker series, and they were filming it or like just finished filming it when this press started happening for the Suicide Squad. And John Cena has been wearing apparently stole his Peacemaker outfit from set and is just wearing it to like every interview, every press event. Like he wore it to the premiere. Like he's just wearing his Peacemaker like suit everywhere, like with a giant toilet bowl in his head.
I feel like that's what I would do.
I thought that was really funny. Like he's just doing that. What do you think of the post credits where like he's alive? Because I until I saw the post credits, I was like, I guess the Peacemaker series is gonna be like a prequel, but like apparently Peacemaker's like alive.
It's gonna be unique to see the dynamic of like.
I wonder if they'll get like Idris Elba back or any of the characters and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I wonder if there's gonna be like a vendetta there, like him with like still being a part of the squad, or is he gonna be like doing his own thing? Where
I think because he was loyal to Wallace, whatever her name is. I think
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, she might like keep him around, and I don't know. I don't know if like Waller's gonna just like be hands off. That's a good excuse. They kind of left it to like if those big names like Margot Robbie, Idris Elba like don't come back, they'd be like, oh well, they have this storage thing over our head, like we can't touch them kind of thing. So that is another excuse to like cycle in more people, not call back on Margot Robbie or like Harley Quinn, especially because her big connections were I think Boomerang guy who's dead and the other like government agent guy is also dead.
When Captain Boomerang died? Oh.
I know. I was surprised. That they killed off everyone right at the beginning there. Like, let's talk about that. What?
Yeah, that was it was crazy.
It was good.
The way that
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It started off because it set the like anticipation of like you got the squad together. Okay, they're gonna go in, and then
because all the trailers were like promoting like this is like the Suicide Squad, like that the big shot with them like walking from the American flag, and then like all of them die. Like, I really like what it did though because like you said, it's him. It's James Gunn showing like we're not afraid to kill people. Like this is gonna happen. Kind of
like it felt like a realistic tactic too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're gonna be like there's like I'm gonna bring up the sequels here, like Star Wars. Like, oh, we can't jump because then they'll just follow us. Yada yada yada. But we have all these other. We're gonna go send a small ship to another planet to go do these like side quests. And then come back. Like what? Like. But like this actually make like you would send in your Suicide Squad to like be a diversion for like your actual squad to go in and do their mission.
Right.
Just like crazy.
I was upset that Harley Quinn was like and Boomerang Man were on like the suicide team of the Suicide Squad kind of thing.
That actually makes more sense to why Flag was like screw this. I want because like he was on the squad where like
because he was like, literally
sentenced to die.
He's devoted his life to his country and same with Idris Elba's character, but like he has been on the right side of the law, and Flag was still like just pretty much used as like cannon fodder kind of thing. So I understand like his motivation. That was really good. I also need to give this movie credit where the last movie didn't. Was I just knew what the heck was going on the whole time because the last movie
is true.
I still like don't really know what's happening.
I could not tell you the plot.
I couldn't. I know there was like I remember this one shot of like the lady that's like all squiggly and like. I remember that she was like the enchantress or whatever.
Oh yeah, the enchantress, yeah.
But I don't know what else happened. Oh yeah,
the one guy when they're like, "I'm Slipknot. Well, yeah, I'm the big boy of the squad," and then they instantly killed him right away.
Yeah,
to like show off the brain explosion.
Right. Oh, speaking of like the brain explosion, that first guy, I liked again what they did. Like they showed, like they set up the guy with like the long hair. I forget what his name was, but the guy that killed the bird with the ball at the very beginning.
Yeah,
they set him up, and like we were kind of following him as if he was like gonna be like this main character type guy that we're gonna follow throughout the whole film. And I kind of could see this coming, but I was like, they're gonna just because like I make movies and I think how James Gunn works, like how his mind works. So I was like. They're setting this. I literally call it as like as soon as we started following him for like more than like 2 minutes, I was like, he's gonna make us think that like this is gonna be like an important guy and he's gonna kill him like off the beginning. And sure enough, it did. And even though I saw that coming, I appreciated what it was doing. Like I'm sure for like people that aren't as like invested, like making podcasts about stuff, like they're gonna realize they're not gonna like realize that like that's a tactic he's doing, but like what he's doing is again showing that like we're not afraid to like kill people, and this isn't like your typical like cookie cutter comic book movie kind of thing, and I did appreciate that a lot.
I like that it was also Michael Rooker.
It was? I didn't even realize. That's sick.
Dude, I literally said, I was like making like puns. I was like, oh man. No, he's like white Yondu.
That's funny.
Because
James.
Korean races. So that's technically the second time that James has killed
Oh my gosh.
Rooker.
Well, the guy that plays, Michael Rooker, like, is one of James Gunn's. Like, James Gunn, I remember when we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy on an earlier podcast, he has, like, a core group of people that he likes to give roles to, like, his friends that he kind of came up in the industry with, and he gives them
and his
roles
brother
and stuff. Yeah, Sean Gunn was in it, too. He was the guy that actually, like laughed at him, and the bald guy that laughed and yelled at him.
And he was also Weasel.
Yeah, he also does a lot of the motion capture stuff. He did it for Weasel, who's also, I thought was really funny. Just that whole
the first end credit scene where he's just,
I know. Yeah.
like, just imagine like me you watching me, like you're telling me, okay, listen, I need you to be this this Weasel character. He's waking up from like almost drowning.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna run off into the woods. But like he's like screaming kind of, but like I don't know why. He's just doing it. Do what you can. And then it's just me.
I want to know like how I want to know like how, I don't even know, like, just like embarrassing that is, but like how confident you have to be with yourself to do that in front of so many people, like,
so many people
that because everyone's like filming you, the lighting, and you're like you
just in a tight green suit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you're like, it'll look good, I swear, but there's like 50 people just like pointing cameras and lights at you, like being paid on the clock, dude, and it's just you going.
I would love to do that. Are you kidding me? That'd be an amazing job.
No, I agree.
Look like an idiot.
I just think that'd be funny. Speaking of looking like an idiot, I thought it was funny. I saw at one point when they were at the bar, when they were capturing the guy with like the antenna sticking out of his head, the thinker guy. Mm-hmm. I saw that John Cena, I don't know if it was after he got captured and like they took his clothes off, but he had like jorts on, like jean shorts, and I was like, that's like so funny because that was like his WWE like costume thing. I know that was intentional, but I was like, oh my gosh, like it's John Cena.
It definitely was. It was so, because he didn't have the helmet on or anything. It was literally like a little polo shirt. He was in a polo shirt
and jorts. I was like, that's amazing. And his name was John Cena. Do you support the military? Do you support veterans or whatever? That one prank call, whatever. Back to Tank. So
what? Wait, no.
What
was that?
There's a prank call online. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen that, dude? You have to look that up as soon as we're done with this. It's a prank call, and they're pretending to be like a radio, like, you just won free tickets to the WWE, and basically it's this guy whose wife.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the wife picks
keep
up
calling
and she's like,
back.
Who are you?
Yeah, and I love how also they just keep lowering the price. They're like, for the low price of like $59.99, you could have an exclusive pack. And she's like, we don't want this.
Absolutely not. We're not having wrestling back in this house.
Yeah. And then they calls back and he's like, the low price is like $49.99, and he just keeps dropping the price also. And he just, I don't know, it's just so funny. But yeah, sorry, I don't know. John Cena makes me think of that. Anyways, back to the Tank again. So another nod that I thought was pretty funny was like, so they called this like fictional place that they had to go to Jotunheim, and there was one part where like I think it's when Idris Elba like climbs out of the van. It's like super dramatic. He's like, "We've got to go to Jotunheim," and I'm just like, that's just like feels like a nod to Thor because he plays
Heimdall.
Yeah, he plays Heimdall, and like Jotunheim's like the ice planet or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny that like he said that like so dramatically. I felt like that was an intentional nod as well, probably. I also like all the titles and stuff that they kind of had going through.
Yeah, dude, the transition. Yeah,
everything.
I was gonna say that.
I really like the roots that like, and then it panned down to Harley like in the hole.
Yeah.
And like the smoke and the one that's like, it just kept switching between like different times really well. Like, and it's like a comic book movie. Like it's not supposed to be like realistic, so I thought it was like funny.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like when they were doing the transitions like that, I could totally see that being like on a comic book page.
Yeah.
Where just like an artist going nuts with like.
Yeah.
Oh, how can I do like this transition? How can I like set up like this next part, but have it be like punchy, have it be cool? That's what it felt like. Like it was cool.
That is cool.
There's also alongside that, not just the text, but also some of the just sequences that were going on, like when Harley's escaping, and there's like it gets towards the end. Oh, first of all, the whole choreography and the fighting was amazing.
Oh yeah.
I just her just going to town.
Oh my gosh, and the flowers at the end, you saw what you're talking about?
Like the animation at the end of it, where it just becomes
that's very
more
comic
and more
booky.
and more.
Yeah.
Oh, that felt so amazing because one thing I really liked about this was how they kept it on the inside of the building, right? So it's like she's in her own world, she's doing her own thing, but at the same time, it's making it feel like it's its own experience in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's just stuff like that like really speaks out to both the comic side and like the film side.
Yeah, I think James Gunn understands both mediums very well, like comic side and film side, and I think he's doing a great job. I'm excited for Guardians 3 and this Peacemaker series now. Like, yeah, it's gonna be good.
He's a beautiful twisted genius.
Yeah.
There's another way to put it.
Another like cool little thing was like Taika Waititi was in this, and I had no idea like who he was. I saw his name in like the opening credits, and then he was like the Rat King guy. I thought that was pretty cool. Like
Wait,
at the end,
was it Rat King or Rat Catcher?
It was Rat Catcher. I was just calling him Rat King. I don't know.
Don't say Rat King.
Maybe he trained Master Splinter.
I was gonna make a joke about that, like when they were sleeping with the rats. I'm like, oh man, that's a real Rat King right there. But yeah, like I noticed it back when it was like the dream sequences. You didn't notice it until like the end, and then it was like them, like on the thing. I was like, you're just now noticing.
Yeah, I thought another cool cameo was also like Sylvester Stallone is the voice of King Shark.
King Shark. Yeah.
I think he has a great voice for that. Cause no offense, but like there's Sylvester Stallone, but like when he, I don't know, is playing like Rocky and he's like really out of it. He's just like really tired and stuff. His voice.
He's able to get that drooziness.
Yes,
in,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
I think that comes.
That's
from
a better way of
the
putting it. I was gonna say he sounds like derpy. I'm like, he doesn't sound derpy, but it's like
derpy would be like my voice.
Your voice coming out of King Shark.
Yeah.
Hand.
Yes, that is your hand.
You should just play every character. And this voiceover. We should do a thing where we just watch a movie and then just like redo the voices for every character. That's the next thing.
What's something else that he talked about? He's like, see,
nom,
fake
nom.
mustache.
Yeah.
Nom nom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that me doing that would be derpy, but like him because he's got that, he's got a deeper voice, so like it makes it sound more like it fits for being like a shark.
Yeah. I like that he survived like through the end. I wonder like how the heck he's gonna be free in the world. Like what's gonna happen there.
I loved the things like fatalities and stuff like that, man. That was like crazy. Like when it was raining and then like, the lightning struck and he ripped that guy straight in half.
Also when Peacemaker like stabbed Flag's heart, I like cringed.
That.
I was like,
dude, that was so much. Like it was like the initial stab and then it like went in deeper. Yeah, I know. And you're just like,
it was literally like from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Fatality.
Oh man, what else? There's something.
But
else.
like it's a comic book movie, so like you can do that, and like James Gunn has set up this world. He's great at world building, and he set up this world that like that's something that can happen in this film. So I like that a lot.
I know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the bullet scene.
Which bullet scene?
When Peacemaker and the
Idris Elba
sport. Yeah, because they were shooting at each other, and then like, what was it? He had like a 22 special versus like a hollow point 9mm.
Something,
so
yeah.
This is thicker, and it's just, oh man, that was good. And then also when they went into Starro's eye. Oh, I know you cringed at that.
Yeah.
Dude, I was loving every second.
The starfish's eye. Yeah.
So
what'd you like about that?
Okay, so first of all, this is like an animator's wet dream. If you're into like simulations and like.
And also Harley Quinn is there, so it literally is an animator.
Yeah, so
Margot Robbie's in there.
So to recap this quick, she like lunges in with a spear right into Starro's eye.
Which was played by Flula, which is awesome. I watched him like on Smosh back in the day.
Like it was awesome the way that they set it up because like you knew it was going to happen beforehand, right? Like they had the roof that like collapsed and there was like the like path that led right.
I know
to
you
so,
like as soon as
so that was
like that happened,
direction.
I was like, this looks like a video game.
I know, but that's exactly what it was like. I'm like, that's perfect. That's like perfect. Like you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and then like she just lunges herself in, and then like that whole shot where it was like it was following her like from the outside, like in.
Yeah, and then
The
rats
way
are
that-
flooding in.
Oh man. Well, before that, like she gets in, and it's weird to think about, but they set up the scene because it's like the size of a room, but it's an eye.
Yeah,
And they're doing it perfectly with like how gelatinous
it's
the material
eye
is.
of the starfish. It's the thrill of the fight.
It's the food of the rats.
Harley Quinn is gonna stab you.
But then after that, it just like went into like the layers and layers of like an actual eye. Like it was going into like the cones.
Yeah,
and
the cones and rods. Yeah.
and like like all the different like back layers, like where the nerves connected, and like it was there's like oh my god, there's like different skin simulations. There was like the muscle simulations of like the rats going into that. There was like like we said, the cones and the rods, or like how it was more veins really.
Right.
Like the rats,
like tendril things.
Okay, so it's a lot of things there because you're dealing with water physics on top of simulating batches of rats.
I bet Margot Robbie's hair might have
of-
been CG unless
Definitely.
they filmed her practically underwater, but I don't think they did because her eyes were really open for that. I don't know.
No. I feel like that's definitely CG.
Yeah.
And the main reason why I say that is because
It was like perfectly out of her face.
well, it's also just like the thickness of the eye gel, right? Like
Right,
it wasn't
yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
transparent.
Yeah.
You know? So it was CG, but it looked really good. But then just the layering and layering and layering of like the effects of like the tearing and then like the ripping and then it's very like grotesque.
Yeah.
But it was like great. It was
good.
amazing.
I mean, this whole movie, there's a lot of grotesque stuff in it.
Yeah.
Sorry, just speaking of like we were talking about like the fatality of Flag with John Cena. I loved my favorite shot of the whole film is they're just panning around his helmet and the reflection.
I was thinking about
like
that.
literally, I don't know if you could see, but like literally, like I think I like sat forward in my seat like when that started, and it just kept going. Like basically, the shot, it's like the oh my gosh, it's the what's it called, the
Peacemaker's helmet.
Yeah, Peacemaker's helmet, and it just like pans around.
What was this?
I don't know. I was like holding his helmet like there's a witch shoot between my hands.
Add a little bit of spice.
Yeah, but like it's Peacemaker's helmet, and they're just like showing it, and then they're panning around as like Peacemaker and Flag are fighting around it, and you see the fight through the reflection, which is just like incredible. But also the way they do it, like the camera obviously would have to be like in there, so they have to digitally remove the camera, or like I don't even know like how they did it. They might have digitally just like done the whole thing, but like it just like looked like they may have filmed it regularly and projected it onto this 3D model of like a.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think that might have been what they did of like the helmet, but like I thought it was incredible. I loved watching that, and like it just kept going, and like that
was one of my favorite shots.
That was my favorite shot of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, good job, cinematographer James Gunn, creatives, John Cena. Being in that.
it's fun when like we're techies in this technical space, right? Like we understand, like you said it, like the camera would be in the way, like in
so
real
it's an impossible
world,
shots, which
that
is why
would be
it's
impossible.
like this is amazing that it's possible.
Exactly, but we understand that. Regular viewers,
right?
They might not get that.
But it's still like a dope shot, I think. Either way, even if you don't like understand that behind it, but we add
that's my
more
point.
to it. Yeah.
That's my point. The fact that like if you're a regular viewer, it doesn't like break reality for you.
Right,
but if you are somebody like us, you like realize what's going on, and you just adore it so much because you know the technical difficulty that goes into it and how great it looks.
Yeah. I just love that. Sorry, I'm literally just like jumping all around because when I got out of the movie, as soon as I got out, I opened my phone app. Not even before I got out of the movie.
You were just like typing.
I was typing all my thoughts, and I literally as I was going through the movie, I was like, I have two things to say about Harley Quinn, the Idris Elba like Jotunheim thing, blah blah blah. So like the last thing one of the last things I like remember being like that is ridiculous if that's true, but like I remember when the thinker guy was going in and shut the blast doors right before all the army came up into the big like tower. We only caught the tail end of the shot cut to him putting the tail end of the like security code in, and the last two digits were 55. So I'm just wondering if like the emergency code was like 55555, and that's it. Like just like that's the secure emergency code is 55555. I think that'd be funny.
It's like 5 5s.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
It's literally just
I don't know, but
the most top secret alien project on the planet. 5 5 5 5 5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
I liked also how I liked and also didn't like, I think, how it just constantly was like flipping like what the goal was. Like obviously like we don't want to know everything. But there were times where we just like kept flipping like so last minute, which I don't think it took away from it at all. I don't know. That's just something I was like, it's all right. But like, for example, what I'm trying to say is like when like the original mission, we didn't even know. It was just like, it's an important mission. They're going into this island. Then that whole squad A died. Squad B went in. Then they had this change and get Harley. And I like that they had to like adapt and everything. It's just like at the end, the like last minute twist that like Peacemaker's like, I have to make sure I'm a double agent. Like I have to kill you to make sure this drive doesn't get off. I don't know. I just like John Cena's character. I didn't want him to be the villain. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like it was just like a lot of switches, which is good and bad. And
that's
mostly
a unique
good.
take on it, because like he is kind of portrayed as a villain here. I mean, technically all are, but like in his case, his ideology kind of like
they just
also
like
builds
cycle
onto
through
that.
villains, not like the Suicide Squad. Sorry, but they cycle through like the guy that Harley Quinn killed, and then the like commander that became the president after that. Like Waller is like kind of a villain. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, like I was just saying, like when it came to Peacemaker, like his ideology actually like built into like his role there.
True.
Like,
his
like
code was
Waller
very
went to
well
him.
defined.
Yeah,
he will,
and that's something I liked about the
liberty,
character development.
Yeah, he'll keep liberty and peace like no matter the cost. So like he's saying like if he has to kill people to do what he thinks is like right,
or eat a beach full of dicks.
Yes, then he will do it. He said.
That reminds me, dude. I loved when they were like going back and forth. No, like the scene after
Idris Elba and John Cena. I love that scene when they were going through the town killing the freedom fighters. Apparently,
I know that's what I was saying. I was like, these are. I promise you, like farmers are like doing nothing wrong.
I know,
or it's like some kind of like freedom fighters, and that's exactly what it was.
I
thought
also
it was so funny.
Speaking of Idris Elba's character, I called it at the very beginning when they like he like this rat stuck out his hand to shake his hand. I was like, Daniel, character growth by the end, he's gonna like kind of come to accept the rat. And at the very end, he pet the rat, and I was like,
You did call it. Yeah, dude, you were on point with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
What were you saying about like the Peacemaker Idris Elba like back and forth?
No, I was just loving how they were going back and forth like that.
Yeah,
like,
I love
just the dynamic in its own.
Like at the end when they were like he was like show off, and he's like, well, it's cool like when it's badass you show off, and he's like, he's right.
Yeah, exactly. He admitted it, and he's just like, oh man, he really is right there. Dang it.
Yeah. Dang. So what did you think of what did you think of the soundtrack like overall?
The soundtrack, I mean, James Gunn's always on point with his music.
Yeah. I don't think it was too like in your face as like Guardians was, like as
definitely not. But
that worked for
it fit in very well, yeah.
Yeah. Like what was it like? Was it Willie Nelson or Johnny
it wasn't
Cash or something
it wasn't
at the very beginning?
Overbearing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was Nelson.
Okay.
Wait, or was it
I
Cash?
thought it was Cash, but I don't know.
No, you're right. It was Cash.
I don't know.
But I think Nelson was later.
Anyways,
there was Nelson in there.
I loved one other thing I want to talk about is Milton. The character of Milton, like just the random guy. I loved like when it started like raining and it was just like super bright white, and then like they started emerging out of the rain, like this hero shot, like on the far right, like Milton was just like there, like coming in. I was like, what is he gonna do?
Why? What is he doing?
And then and
then there's a whole scene later where they're like, Milton's dead.
Yeah, Polka-Dot Man. What'd you think of Polka-Dot Man?
I really liked his effects. I also I feel like sometimes the stuff with his mom
was a little
broke
much.
Things up a little bit.
When he was dancing in the club and it was all his mom, I was like, whoa, okay.
I was like, what is going on? Like,
I thought the actors did a great job. He's also an Ant-Man.
He did an amazing job. Yeah.
Yeah.
He always does a good job. I feel like he typically plays roles that are like the character is like kind of off. I don't know why. Like even though it was an Ant-Man, it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And this one, he was like off. So
I like that they like flesh out his character and they gave him and also like the rat whatever lady to a chance to like kind of explain their backstory a little bit, and they gave them more depth, which I think did help me care about their characters more than like what I originally said when I was like, oh, I don't care about them kind of thing.
Yeah. I agree. Like they didn't go too far into it, but at the same time, like it
Right.
wasn't like if they died, like Well, Polka-Dot Man, like we stole his whole, like we got his backstory, and he still died at the end, right? Still think he was a cool character, but just
it was really gross when he started like gutting out and like I don't know, like rashing out. It sucks that you have to just like throw up twice a day, like.
You had to throw up atomic multiversal dots. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Also, I want to see like in the future if they're gonna like incorporate like the blood sport history with Superman.
What do you mean?
Like with him being with Superman being in the ICU and all that with the kryptonite bullet.
Oh, blood sport. Like Idris Elba.
If he's gonna have like a scar from it somewhere or something like that.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I think that'd be like a cool like Easter egg to have in future films.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that though. Like, how would you perform surgery on Superman?
You probably have to have like kryptonite tools. Which
actually, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
But it's the only thing that would be able to work.
Or like that thing from the Matrix that like goes in you, like a little insect thing.
Oh, that'd be gross though.
I don't know. They probably have some advanced Kryptonian technology.
Yeah.
He just flies out. They shoot him to the sun and then he heals.
Or they put him back into that like weird liquid.
They put him in a tanning booth. He's like, I'm healed.
I'm good. He just comes out like tan, but like the bullet's still there. It's like oozing.
Yeah. He's like, I'm in pain, but I look fine as heck right now. Yeah, I love how. I mean, I don't love it. I thought it was funny that we got like a your mom joke at the end. Like, look, it's your mom. Like the giant starfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that lady like is an icon. I think. Like, how do you get that role?
She's gonna become so much of a meme.
I know.
She's gonna be so much of a meme.
Yeah.
Also, like Harley's 69 joke later on.
Oh my gosh.
Or earlier than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how the guy like immediately knew what was happening. He like whispered to his boss, like, "Hey, hold on."
Wait, he's like, no, hold on. 69 of your troops are on the beach? How is that even possible? How do you have that many super people?
Yeah, but also, so in the interview, they were saying James Gunn reveals more information. So like he chose like a bunch of rats this time because when he did Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of people like wrote to him being like, "Yeah, I got a raccoon as a pet, and like it sucks, and like it's like digging my trash." And he's like, "Yeah, well, raccoons are like not good pets." So the reason for rats is he's like he loves rats and like they're a great small pet in his mind. So like he wanted people to take away from this movie to get rats.
Get rats?
Yeah, and there was like two main rats. I think it might have been Stewart was the one. I don't know, but like the
Sebastian.
No, like the actor rats. They had names.
You mean like the actual names?
Yeah. There was two rats that played Sebastian, and the one was named Crisp Rat after Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny because like James Gunn worked with him, but yeah. Also, John Cena said that the hardest thing that he had to do for this shoot was he had to eat like 36 empanadas in like a day, like a few hours when he was shooting. Because you know that the one shot when they're like on the roof, like pacing back and forth, like interrogating the guy. He's in the background just eating empanadas, and like they just had to keep rolling, and so he had to eat like 36 in a day.
Jesus.
We were talking at dinner about like how many bananas it would take to kill you. I wonder how many empanadas it would take.
Yeah. That's a good question. I should Google that.
It's like 400 bananas, they said. I don't think I'd make it to 400 before like getting some serious damage. I think those were like all my crazy notes about Suicide Squad. I really liked it. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about for this final verdict?
I think I covered a lot of great stuff. Final verdict, great film. I loved it. It was something different that's coming out of DC, but different in a good way.
True.
Like last time, it was different in a bad way.
Yes.
Like very bad way. It was dumb.
You're saying last time, like last Suicide Squad?
Yeah, the last Suicide Squad. But this, I mean,
I think James Gunn goes in with a plan.
Job.
I don't think the last time they did, like they like rewrite the third act or something, and like they cut everything out with like Jared Leto, whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
With like added wood, but the can itself was like burning, so they had to like figure out some way to replace it. I don't know, but this one was like you said, it was more thought out, and in all, like I mean, it shows like. They were able to put the time and effort into the scenes that they needed to. My biggest thing is maybe just, like you said before, like sometimes there's some spots where it's like slow.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It changes up every now and then, but I think it was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, ready for Patron Shout-Outs?
Yeah, tell me them.
Cue the epic Star Wars music. Boosh. We've got patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier that gets you the shout out. If you want to support us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. We really, really, really appreciate it. Yeah, you get episodes early, cool perks, and all that jazz and more. So yeah, ready for review shout outs?
Yeah.
We have one. So Julia, my friend, thank you again for leaving a review. She gave 5 stars and said, all around worth it. If you miss what it feels like to get weekly episodes of your favorite shows, then this podcast can bring back that feeling. Fun and yet oddly educating. Jake and Daniel make you wish you were sitting there for the conversation too. Julia, we should get you on for the podcast. We can talk about some stuff.
We should.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Seriously. All right. Yeah, so check out the TikTok. We're doing some exclusive stuff there. Daniel actually just had a long chat today about stuff we were going to do to plan that out.
We're going to add some stuff.
Yeah, thank you for all the support on here, on there. Seriously, really appreciate it. Yeah, next time we're going to be doing What If. That's actually coming out really soon compared to when this comes out. We're going to be talking about that, the first episode with like Peggy and everything going on there. Yeah, we're going to try to be consistent with that. We've got some more things coming up, so we're going to try to be as good as we can. Yeah, thank you for everything. Ready for the introduction?
Yes, tell me when.
When?
We just talked about whatever we wanted to talk about, and now we're done.
Thanks so much for listening. We really, really, really appreciate it. We will see you next time for What If.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Toodles. Peace.